Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. So today we have the moon finishing up in Virgo here today. It's been a very sort of grounded, analytical sort of time these past few days with the moon here. Maybe striving for that improvement, maybe feeling a bit compulsive. It's just sort of the emotional body feeling like we want to improve things or better things. And so that's great here today, is to continue with that in healthy ways, through self-development, personal development, routine, diet, things like that. The sun is well set in Aquarius now this part of the week, so we are still expressing ourselves in very freeing sort of ways, maybe expressing our individualism, expressing our progressive side, and just all in all, I think more focused on where we can have a bit more freedom in our lives. So I think that's going to continue here today. But the most important thing we've got is Mercury sextiling up to Mars. Not a major aspect, but a sort of opening here to maybe get some things done that involve the mind. Or maybe involving communications or the routine perhaps. There's this sort of opening with the sextiles that allows us to, in this case, perhaps put some energy into our ideas, or maybe do some things like reading or writing or something like that, or maybe with your routine or something. It can be very energizing with Mars. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this in more detail when we return. All right, so the moon in Virgo, yep, emotionally and with our concerns, I think probably wanting a bit of that analyzing, organization, improving things sort of energy. It can feel that way, a bit compulsive, or just wanting a bit of organization and structure. So with that, it is going to be the last day with this. The moon is going to shift into Libra tomorrow. So I think anything that does involve, again, personal growth, development, routine, or maybe even your work, can be a very good day to structure that, or maybe finish some things if you've been involved with that this week. Now, there's that sun in Aquarius, very well set. This is all about this new shift collectively of now integrating these qualities of progressiveness. And this is progressiveness of both our own individuality, of, again, expressing who we are, being who we are, expressing that individualism. And I think just generally being focused on where we can have freedom. So maybe just continuing to be aware of that and continuing to cultivate this freedom, both of being, of course, yourself, and then also in terms of anything that you might feel like is in your environment that can promote or is more of a reflection of who you are, and promote that sort of freedom there. So that's the sun and moon in terms of the backdrops. We do have Mercury still in Capricorn, so our minds are still reserved and grounded with that sextile to Mars, which we'll talk about. And Venus and Mars are in Pisces. So still a very receptive time. There's this intuitive energy about things, especially involving relationships, the things we value. And today, in terms of, again, where we can get things done in this receptive way. Mars in Pisces is like having a warrior in the middle of the ocean. Or another way of looking at it could be like a samurai. Like a disciplined, meditative, present warrior, which can be very powerful, right? So things like meditation, but living in the present moment, listening to our intuition and that inner guidance, I think can be excellent for getting things done. All right, so that's the backdrops. In terms of the aspects here today, there's that sextile up to Mars. You can see there's a lot of easy aspects going on here today. So it's good to utilize this. Again, because we are in the disseminating phase of this lunar cycle too, there is still a bit of momentum from last weekend's lunar eclipse, and awareness as well, in fact. So with this particular aspect, Mercury sextile Mars, there is this sort of opening here to where we can put in some energy towards our ideas. If there's anything that you're thinking about, or anything in the routine, or if you're thinking about doing something that does involve the mind, maybe some deep research or some reading or some writing or working on things, the details of matters. An excellent day for that. It's just supporting that. And I think we can find that as we do put in energy into those more practical and mental things, that we are motivated by it. There is drive. There is something that is sort of snowballing and gaining momentum as we move forward. So it could be very ambitious today, very direct. In fact, our minds can be direct. Again, great for channeling it into something, but maybe it's just with communications. Collectively, there's just more of this greater understanding of our personal needs, the things we want, and just all in all, just being very direct towards them. All right, so excellent day for that. Mercury is, of course, in Capricorn, so it's all very grounded, which is good. Might be about long-term things. We might be, have this bit of reserve and grounded ability to be patient with maybe some of these ideas and whatnot, which is excellent. And Mars, again, in Pisces, this receptive approach to it. About when we are going after something or putting energy into something, there's this more receptive approach to it, which can allow us to have a bit of tranquility in the process, a bit of intuition, and get things done that way. All right, so that's the most important thing we've got today. It's not a given. These sextiles, they're not like squares or even trines where we just kind of, it happens. This is just an opening for that. So free will plays a big role today. That's what I'm seeing here. Didn't choose to channel this into whichever medium, but again, practical things, mental things, communication, I think it can be great areas to put in a bit of that energy if you are feeling guided to do that. In terms of the lunar aspects, not a whole lot. At the second half of the day, we do have a trine up to Neptune. So I think there is a bit of this more easygoingness, willingness to let go, willingness to detach, taking it easy perhaps in the evening time, and intuition and things like this can be very strong, or maybe getting some R&R relaxation, things like that. So that's the day in a nutshell. Definitely it is a sort of lowering energy sort of thing because there's no major aspects going on, so we kind of take a break from a lot of the more impactful astrology that usually takes place throughout a week. And we've had a lot of sextiles this week. So today's certainly confirming that it can be like this step back or this sort of space in terms of what has been very transformative this 2017 so far. And so with that, if you do decide things that might be a bit more receptive, like relaxing or something might go well today, or again, channeling it into something that you're thinking about or that does involve communication or learning or sharing your insights or something like that. All right, so that is the day in a nutshell. Again, as a recap, yep, the sun's shifting into Aquarius, this progressiveness really coming through collectively and individually. We're really integrating that freedom-loving side of ourselves and being who we are. And today, the moon finishing Virgo, still this sort of analytical energy of taking care of things and just seeing where we can have a bit of, daily structure in our life and improve things in our life. All right, so hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.